All right, guys, how's it going? Welcome to Golazo España. How you doing? Did you miss me yesterday and Sunday? Sundays I usually chill anyway, to be honest. But yesterday I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do anything. I didn't. I'm sorry. But I'm here now. And we are going to go through today's Spanish football dailies. As you can see them behind me, I have my notes prepared here. I went to the cafe very early this morning to try and get you a good roundup of what's being said in Spain. Now, obviously, it's Champions League football, right? So everything's dedicated to that, really. But we'll take a look. Now, MARCA, headline, all guns blazing. Courtois returns 100% ready after missing 3 matches. Real Madrid arrive in London looking for revenge against Arsenal, who won their only previous meeting back in 2006. 7 players are at risk of suspension if booked tonight. And MARCA says Madrid go into this one fully armed. All key players are available. Now, there's a little side note down, a little side feature here, if you like. Rudiger versus Saka. And it says the best match of Rudiger and Saka, which isn't about the game. It says, and very, very small text down here, which you won't see, they have funded surgeries for more than 3,000 girls in Africa. Basically, a joint humanitarian effort involving Rudiger and Saka. And it's been described as their best match, not on the pitch, but in terms of impact. And it says, develop fund operations, basically, for more than 3,000 girls in Africa. Now, stuff like that, I really like. I do, honest, guys. I love shit like that. So I had a little dig into it, right? As well, there's an article inside, but I had a little mooch around the internet as well. And their work has helped adults and boys too, not just girls. And it's through their joint work with the Big Shoe organisation. They've helped fund life-changing medical procedures for thousands of children in Africa. In 2024, their efforts made it possible for over 100 children in countries like Rwanda, Sierra Leone, Kenya and Tanzania to receive essential surgeries. But it doesn't stop there. In Nigeria, they launched a program that provided eye screenings, medications, and corrective glasses to more than 3,000 people, including over 800 children. Both players have spoken passionately about the cause, apparently. Rudiger has said it's his mission to help children live better lives, while Saka has expressed the importance of ensuring that every child gets the medical care they need. And as they go head-to-head tonight in the Champions League, it's worth remembering that off the pitch, they've already played one of the most meaningful matches of their lives together. And again, I love stuff like that, guys. I really do. Like, you know, these footballers, they have a lot of money and, you know, they're not obliged to do things. In the contracts with clubs, you know, they have to do so much charity work and stuff like that. But that's mind-blowing. And I would never have known about that if I, you know, read this newspaper today. So maybe some of you know, but I don't know. I like it, so I wanted to mention it to you. Also in MARCA, La Liga requests precautionary measures in the Olmo case at Barcelona. This is all, you know, blurred from the front page here. Barcelona has responded with a strongly worded statement expressing surprise and indignation at an issue tied to the case. I won't bore you with the running commentary on that situation, but I'll keep you updated should anything significant happen on that front. You obviously know the drill if you've been paying attention to my videos. Right, let's go to AS, Real Madrid, pro Real Madrid publication. I'm sure you know that. What's the headline? Cara de Champions, is that right? Yes, champions face on. Cara de Champions literally means, in literal translation, champions face or face of champions. But in Spanish football slang, it's a bit more nuanced. It's about how a team presents itself on the big stage, particularly in the Champions League. It implies a serious focus, ready for business attitude, like saying this is the Madrid that shows up on European nights, the real Champions League version of this team. Consider it as Champions League mode, if you like, for the match. Madrid are, you know, flipping a switch. This is their Champions League version of them. And what I've learned here from speaking to Spanish football fans is that this is exactly how they see Real Madrid. You remember the Cafe only mentioned this only recently, and he's an Atletico Madrid fan. And, you know, he was saying that, you know, people see them as Champions League specialists. Like, they look at the club different in the Champions League, which is bizarre because the club in the La Liga, in, you know, the domestic league, is seriously looked at too, right? It's hard to explain, but it's like the club exists for the Champions League, and that's the kind of vibe here. Whereas, I'm a Liverpool fan. People say, it's all about, winning the league, and maybe that is the case for these. But there is a very, very strong emphasis on Real Madrid doing well in the Champions League. They take it exceptionally serious. But who doesn't? Who doesn't take it seriously if you're involved in that? But to them, it's expected. So what else? The blurb around the front page continues. Real Madrid looking for a change in image and to take a decisive step towards the semi-finals. Arsenal come into the game with key absentees. Courtois will play. 6 Madrid players are at risk of suspension if booked tonight. There's a bit on Atletico Madrid. It just says rest is a weapon. Olmo case. Again, there's stuff about the Olmo case in Barcelona. And there's also the Women's Nations League preview. Now, never let it be said that I don't touch on the women's football. Spain versus Portugal this evening. And it says on the front page, with the obligation to win again. So Spain play Portugal again, needing to repeat their recent win to stay on track. And with a bit of luck, there'll be some decent picks inside. Look, I'm 50, all right? I don't get out much. Sport. Right, let's move to sport. Remy's here, my rescue dog. He's wondering what I'm ranting and raving about. Hello, Remy. How are you doing? Go on, bugger off. We've got things to talk about. Sport, main headline. Raphinha, it's your turn, it says here. Hansi Flick is counting on Raphinha to deliver against Borussia Dortmund. He wants to recover the best version of the Brazilian who is the Champions League top scorer with 11 goals. Despite some poor recent performances and frustration in the draw with Betis, Raphinha has changed his mindset and aims to step up in the big games. It also says tough test for Madrid, their friends at Madrid. And Sport previews a demanding challenge for Real Madrid at the Emirates. They mention Bayern versus Inter this evening. And it says a high voltage clash between 2 European giants at the Alliance Arena. And finally, we have Mundo Deportivo, again, another pro-Barcelona publication. The main headline, Fuego Amigo, friendly fire, I believe, yes. Hansi Flick and Niko Kovac go head-to-head in a personal battle. They've shared dressing rooms at Salzburg and Bayern, have known each other since 2006. There's also focus on Lewandowski, who has an outstanding record against the German sides. 6 wins in 6 games, 27 goals in 27 matches versus teams from his time in the Bundesliga. They obviously touch on Arsenal Real Madrid, the Emirates tests Ancelotti, it says on their front page. After the defeat to Valencia, Madrid must now prove themselves against Arsenal in London, they say. Bayern versus Inter, a battle of pedigree at the Alliance Arena. And other notes, the bottom strip of the front page of Mundo Deportivo is Kovac on Flick. Flick is methodical and knows how to manage a group. And then there's also something on Inigo Martinez being back from injury and available for selection. There might have been some pitch. So, there was something else I wanted to touch on, right? Knowledge is power. Remember this. David Moreno, the best left foot in youth football, is the headline, and that's in sport. And it says as follows: David Moreno, a standout talent from La Masia, is being hailed as one of the most exciting prospects in Barcelona's youth system. So I'm telling you this because you might hear his name in the future, all right? Knowledge is power, right? He went viral after scoring a stunning Maradona-style goal in a dramatic comeback against Espanyol in the under-13s derby, a crucial match with the league title on the line. Barca were trading 3-1, but Moreno turned the game on its head, providing an assist and scoring 2 goals, including a solo run from midfield in stoppage time to secure a 4-3 win. His performance was dazzling, showing a mix of flair, creativity and technical brilliance, including a backheel pass reminiscent of Guti's famous heel of God. Despite not being a striker or attacking midfielder, he has scored 21 goals this season, playing as a right-sided central midfielder with a left foot, drawing comparisons to Xavi, but with the most lethal left foot in youth football. He's now being talked about as the most impactful youth player since Lamine Yamal, a big statement, given the club's tradition of elite young talent. So listen out for that name, David Moreno. Only a kid. And these kids often drop off, but that's big praise there. And it interested me reading that, and I hope it does you. What else have I got for you? In La Liga yesterday, Leganes, who are now 18th, third from bottom, drew 1-1 against visitors Osasuna, who are now 13th. So Leganes won, Osasuna won. Leganes 18th, third from bottom, and Osasuna mid-table 13th. And that's your lot. All right, guys, I must tell you, I accidentally deleted a video from here the other day. If you saw it disappear, I opened up my phone and it said error in upload, and I was like, oh, that something must have gone wrong. I deleted it. And then when I logged on, it was a video from a couple of days previously. It deleted it. I was fuming. And I can't even re-upload it because it's gone off my phone and it was old anyway. But I think it was the one where I was telling you about that really interesting fact about Barcelona's longest serving manager or something like that. It was an Englishman. So yeah, unfortunately it's gone. All right, guys, that's it. How was that update? Was it all right? Did you find it informative? I've tried to keep it brief. Excuse me. Like I say, it's all dominated by Champions League football. But if you appreciated this video, I would appreciate you giving me a thumbs up and a comment. If you watch the videos but don't comment and like, YouTube goes, maybe they weren't interested. So the more people that watch, especially your regular viewers, YouTube goes, oh, the regulars like it, so maybe new people will. So it'll help the channel get discovered. I want to grow this channel. I do. I really do. And I enjoy it. So, and I know you guys seem to be enjoying it too. So it makes it very rewarding for me. So a thumbs up would be appreciated. A comment if you've got any opinions on anything. Feedback is important to me, because if there's stuff you don't want to see or you want to see more of, you have to let me know, won't you? You can't get me a coffee on here. There's no monetization. I could put this on my other channel, Cop Talk, but it's not about Liverpool, is it? And it would annoy people. So, but there are links in the video description if you want to get me a coffee or a beer. I don't want a beer right now, to be honest with you. But no, if you do support me, obviously I always give a shout out to people that do that. In my morning briefings, the link is in the video description to my Duncan Oldham channel. But that's it. All right, guys. I'm getting notifications. All right, you take care, and hopefully I'll be back with you tomorrow morning. I do go away to England on Thursday, so I'm not sure what the drill will be there in terms of content, and it might be a little bit difficult for me when I'm away to be providing updates, because I'm going to America. Not on holiday. I haven't had a holiday for more than 27 years. I shit you not. I work every day when I'm away, but because my time's going to be limited, I have to focus on Cop Talk things. But I am going to do my best to review the front, papers every day when I'm away. But they would probably be going online in an afternoon or something like that. All right, guys. Hopefully I'll speak to you real soon. Bye.